Hello, this is Wendy with Jazzy Doodle Designs. Welcome to the Wind Down Wednesday. It's a weekly series that's going to tackle everything adult coloring. Each week will be a short video on a different topic. So grab your favorite drink and let's get started. Tonight we're going to be talking about books and pages and where to find them. There are many things you can color, including your own artwork, but the most common are coloring books and digital pages. The two different types of art that are found in both coloring books and digital pages are line art and grayscale. The top left image is considered line art, where there is nothing but the shape of the object, and the rest is left blank. Grayscale is defined as something that is colored already in with various shades of gray. The third image on the right is a combination of the two that you will find in many pages and books. Some people say that grayscale is a form of cheating because the shading is already done for you, but I look at adult coloring as something that we do for relaxation, mental health, and I say do whatever makes you happy. If you prefer to color grayscale, then color grayscale. So let's look at the pros and cons of each type of book. We're going to be comparing digital pages to traditional bound coloring books. So probably the biggest advantage that I think digital has over books is that you can print as often as you want. So if you start a coloring page and mess up, you can just simply print another one and start over. The other big advantage is you can print on better paper than is found in most coloring books. There are some other advantages as well. You simply only buy the images that you want to color. They always lay flat, and you can sometimes find free options. So let's talk about coloring books. The advantage to coloring books are that it's cheaper per page when you buy a book. There are more artists to choose from, and because the pages are bound in the book, they're easier on the go and easier to store. And you don't need a printer. The downside to coloring books, and probably the biggest thing that I hear talked about, is the paper quality can be an issue. I will discuss the paper issue more when we get to the topic of paper. The books don't always lay flat unless you break the bindings. They have images that maybe you don't want to color, and you can only color the image once. And to the best of my knowledge, there are no free books. Dang it. So let's talk about where you can buy coloring books. Now, I'm based in the United States, so the majority of the places I list are in the States, but I do have a couple of international places as well. This by no means is an exhaustive list of where to find them, but these are the most popular. Amazon by far is the easiest and most convenient for most people to find the coloring books that they're looking for. But Amazon in other countries is an often unlooked opportunity, and I will place in the description a link to an article that will tell you how you can go about buying things through the foreign Amazon stores using your own Amazon account that you already have. The exception to using your own account are in Amazon Japan and Amazon China. You will need to set up a separate account to buy there. But next we have bookstores, places like the Book Depository, which is in the UK and is a really good option if you're looking for a particular book. Places like Half Price Books, Abe's Books, these are stores that offer books a little more hit or miss. It's kind of whatever they have in stock. And just because it's Half Price Books doesn't mean that it will always be cheaper there. But places like that also have options for gently used and almost new condition books, which can save you a lot of money and have minor damage to the book, such as maybe a crease in the cover, or maybe a stray mark, or maybe somebody bought a book and just simply returned it and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Places like Dover Publishing, I've seen quite a bit. I personally haven't done anything with them, so I can't speak of that. 70 East Books, I believe, is out of Korea, but they have a really good selection of books as well. You can also find them in craft stores. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Joann's near me have all carried a lot of, even some of the bigger name books like Joanna Basford and the Creative Haven lines. Other places are Walmart, Target, your dollar store, Etsy, which we'll talk about more with the digital, eBay, and if you want to dive into a rabbit hole, Facebook Marketplace. That place is wild. There are some bargains to be had, but there are also people posting things for dollar amounts higher than you can buy new, right next to their cigarette ashtray. It's wild. So just go in with a little caution there. So let's talk about where to buy coloring pages. So by far, probably the easiest place to find digital coloring pages is on Etsy. Etsy is a site that allows artists to have their own little store on one website. So think of it as a mall, and all these different stores are on Etsy, and you can shop from various stores and then check out all at once, and everything's done through their marketplace. So you can get a bunch of different images from different artists there. That's probably the most prevalent place. You can also get them in Facebook groups. If you join online coloring groups, they have Facebook groups that are artist specific, and then they have some that are just general adult coloring, and both have different challenges and giveaways and different things. Color Book Cafe gets mentioned quite a bit, and Creative Fabrica. I'm not as familiar with those. I thought they were more for artists to design things, but I could be totally wrong. So I am going to mention them because they do pop up when people have asked these questions in Facebook groups. The best advice I can give you is check prices and compare. Here are some comparisons that I did for this series. So I put Rita Berman has those books that are summer, winter, fall, and spring. And I put all 4 books into my shopping cart and had it calculate the shipping and the delivery. And these are my results. Amazon USA was $66.84 and delivered in 13 days. Amazon Germany for the same 4 books was $55.51 with the same delivery time. Amazon UK was $69.64. But Book Depository came in as the winner for $41.80, and their delivery time was 9 to 14 days. So by far a clear winner. However, when I compared buying Kirby Rosanes' brand new book, Alien World, here are the results. Amazon USA, $15.30, delivery March 28th, the day that it's released, and Book Depository was $27.41 with a delivery of April 3rd through the 8th. I will say you just have to check, and I realize that's a pre-order. I just want to show you that the prices can vary wildly, and places like Etsy are great places that you can buy some of the foreign books and not have to go through the hassle of using, let's say, creating an account for Amazon Japan, for example. But you are going to pay for those. So it's all in what you want to do. So just be aware. Just a brief note on copyright. Artists spend their time making coloring books and pages for us to use because this is their career. This is how they make money. And when people are not respectful of their copyright, they lose out on some of that income. Now, I don't think any artist is out there freaking out if you photocopy your cake for your 4-year-old to color along with you. That's not the issue. It's when people are out and out reselling their work as their own, or making multiple copies for their friends so that their friends don't have to buy digital coloring books or pages. Those are the kind of things that harm artists, and I'll just leave it at that. I only mention this because when I first got into digital stamping and card making, I would go on Pinterest and I would Google free images and they would pop up, and I was excited, not knowing that they really weren't free images, that they were being illegally shared. So this is just to bring awareness to that. So that's it for tonight's Wind Down Wednesday. I really appreciate you joining me. If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button and subscribe if you're interested in this content. Next week we'll be going over markers, alcohol markers versus watercolor markers, how and when to use them in our coloring books and pages. Thanks so much.